Good evening, everyone. Happy Sunday. This is our leadership call training. My name is Miriam Kareem, and I am very, very happy to welcome you all here for our amazing, amazing training. I believe it's, I'm not going to say anything because I don't want you to quote me on what the training is about today, but it's going to be good. But a quick trip to my newbie observation was today, actually a few minutes ago. I am in a conversation with someone that, just say, hey, if you would like to take a look at something, you know how it goes. And a person was like, yeah, sure, what you got? So we got into a conversation. We're talking right now, and I could just identify what the person has an issue. He has an issue with network marketing. He calls it MLMs. I was like, okay, so you obviously is some past experience or past something you've heard, not necessarily you've been in it, but from the conversation, I can kind of gauge what his issue is. And it's mainly things he's heard, maybe even had, bought from friends or whatever, but things he's heard because he has that mindset of the people at the top making all the money. So you can't have been in a legitimate network marketing company and have that mindset unless you was in it and didn't do anything and had that experience, unfortunately, or B, you weren't in it and you just heard what somebody told you. So that's my observation. I could be wrong, but maybe a couple of years ago, I probably wouldn't have even been able to figure that out. I just been like, what do I do? What do I do? But that's something interesting that I was listening to John Maxwell, his 21 Laws of Leadership. And the first one, the law of the lid, man, I get it. I get it. Which it basically says you can't go above what your skills are. So if you're at a level 3, you can't go any further than level 3 on your skills. It'll be really hard for you to recruit somebody that's like a level 10, like somebody that's a Coach Marcus or somebody that's a Coach Will, unless they just don't care and want to get in. So you really, it should be a motivation to you to want to get your skills up so that you can be better and you can pick up on things and get better when you have those conversations with people. So that's all I want to say. I hope that it made sense. I went everywhere with this one, but I hope you kind of got what I was trying to say. But now I would like to welcome you all to this amazing call again. Our teacher for this evening is Coach Will Zanders. He has surpassed 7 figures in the Green Organics companies, both Green Organics companies combined, and is an amazing teacher and has started on a series. Was it Sunday or Tuesday? I think was it Sunday? Tuesday. But anyway, we're going to
confidence series is Tuesday. I'll talk about it. You good, man? Keep on.
It was Tuesday?
Yeah, you're good.
Was it Tuesday?
You're good.
Okay.
You're good.
Okay, but he's going to keep that going. So get your blue pens and ink ready for our amazing training with Coach Will Zanders. Coach Will Zanders, are you ready, sir?
I am, Miriam. Thank you so much. My audio's good. Video's good.
Yep.
Okay. Thank you so much for that kind introduction. I appreciate that. And Coach Marcus, I don't know. I think Miriam's on her way to having her own call one of these days. I'll be loving the newbie corner so much.
Yes.
Right. She is well on the way. We got to get Miriam paid, man. I love to see it. Excuse me. And one of the things I love about that Miriam brought up, she brought up the mindset of some people, prospects, and you'll get this earlier in your career. You won't get it a whole lot later on because you understand it yourself. And the more you understand something yourself, the less your prospects are going to bring it to you. When you really understand that network marketing is not a pyramid scheme, it's a legitimate, legal, incredibly profitable business model when done right, people are going to stop giving you a pyramid scheme objection. When you get to a point in your network marketing career, when you know beyond a heart of hearts that the people at the top don't necessarily make all the money, people are going to stop bringing that to you. Okay, so here's one of the most valuable things I've learned. I'm so glad Miriam brought it up. She is a gem, I tell you. For those of us who've been involved in a lot of network marketing companies over the years, prior to finding the Green Organics companies and whatnot, and even here, I have never, and I mean never, been in a company where the person who was first, the first person who joined, was the person who was the number one earner. Those positions are rarely the same human being. I wouldn't be concerned if they were, unless there's some type of funny shadiness going on, but that's not what this call is about. It's talking about the odd things that companies do to grow when they're growing without integrity. We're not talking about that. Nothing to do with us. I'm talking about the fact that when I was at my first company, the people who were there before me was not the top earner. It was the people who had worked the hardest to get to the top and worked the smartest to get to the top. Green Organics is a prime example. Coach Kimberly Wilkins is not the number one earner at Green Organics. She's just not. Coach Stephanie is the number one earner at Green Organics. Okay, I'm number two. Coach Marcus is number three. None of us were the first rep in the company. The company was out years before we ever got there. So it's not like we were the first people. We came and put the work in, and that's how it goes. You don't have to be the first person at no company to make a small fortune or a big fortune. In fact, at GoDasana, has been out since I think 2012. GoDasana is older than HBN. I am currently the number one earner at GoDasana, but I'm not the first person by like 6 or 7 years. So the people who were there first, they made their money and figured the opportunity out and made what they want to make it. But you don't have to be the first person. And in fact, if I was the first person, I'd be concerned. Okay, because I have nobody to follow, no leadership, no systems in place. You got to do everything. So just know that we love them, we respect them. I have never seen in a legitimate network marketing company where the first person there, the first 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 20 people there were the number one earner. I've never seen it. Even at Amway, Dexter Yeager is the number one earner at Amway all time. Bill Britt was like number 2 or 3, and all these other people. There were thousands of people at Amway before Dexter Yeager ever got there. So just understand, Miriam brought up a great point, and the next time somebody brings that to you, exactly like she said, it comes from a place of ignorance. Not ignorance like they're dumb, but ignorant as far as they've not worked in our industry legitimately long enough to understand that particular part of it. So thank you, Miriam, for that. She don't miss. Miriam does not miss with these newbie corners. I love that stuff. And so what we're doing on Tuesday nights, it's the 6-part confidence series. The recordings are out there for you. Shout out to Coach Marcus. Thank you, bro. So on Tuesday, we'll be covering part 2 of the 6 must-have for confidence. I also want to thank my beautiful wife, Morgan, for bringing me coffee, because she knows Sunday be my busiest day of the month. So thank you for that. So I didn't have to ask. She just mentally, intuitively knew, as my better half, like, hey, he probably needs some coffee around this time in the evening. So thank you for that, baby. And also, tonight, though, it's not going to be the confidence series. That's going to be on Tuesday, 6 parts. We wrap up the 6th part, and then we go right into the event. So I'm so excited for the next couple of parts to that. We're not going to talk about my Baltimore Ravens right now, because although I'm not watching the game because I've been working all day and all evening, it's not going the way I want it to go. So we're not going to talk about that right now. Next. Tonight, we're going to be talking about some must-haves if you want to be a top earner. And these can go very, very quickly for you. Okay, so it's not a course like the confidence series, not a lot to unpack there. But yes, Seymour, we're still better than the Steelers, but we're going to keep it rolling. But tonight is really going to be about some things that you can do to begin operating and earning like a top earner now. I know we're still going to win the game, Sean. I'm very confident about that, but it's just not going away. I want it 40-0. It's what it is. All right. Come on, Lamar. Come on, Derek. Let's go. All right. So number one, and this is about becoming a top earner. And it's been on my mind all day. Do y'all know how excited I am to see y'all in Orlando? Y'all have no idea how excited I am to just spend time with y'all in Orlando at the end of February. It is, the training is going to be amazing. But just know, it's not always easy to make these events happen. I can tell you that. Coach Marcus knows. We talk about this all the time. Coach Sonic knows. We talk about that. But just understand, spending time with y'all 3 or 4 times a year is one. Oh, Doug, see, I had a chance to meet Doug. That's Greta Wagner's husband, Doug. I got a chance to meet him in Vermont when they came from Pennsylvania over to Vermont to come to a beautiful event, which was absolutely amazing, that Elizabeth Harper put on. is it not Valerie? I can see her. I can see her face. I can see her. Allison Rao put on, and Kanasha came up as well. It was such a great time, and y'all get to meet Doug. Doug's a great guy. Y'all gonna love Doug. All right, they're all Steelers fans though, but whatever. I won't hold it against them. So we're going to be talking about tonight. Okay, we're going to be talking about tonight becoming a top earner. All right, now you all, yeah, can't wait to see Terry as well. I feel like I know Terry already, but can't wait to meet Terry as well as Jessica Hill's husband for the first time. I wish they could bring Akeem, but you know, Akeem can't travel, but that would be great if they could bring Akeem too. Now we're talking about becoming a top earner. This particular call is not about any skills at all. We have taught you the skills for years. Myself, Coach Marcus, Coach Sonic has been doing deep dives on skills, the books. We even had Tom Big Al Strider come out to Las Vegas. They had to fly Tom out from Thailand to Vegas to come teach skills. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all know what to do. I hate to break it to you. You are probably the, if not one of the most skilled teams in network marketing, but the skill set is only one part of the equation. The other part of it is mindset. And then you have to take action, that's the third pillar, over a certain period of time. Okay, so it's mindset, skill sets, action, and time. Those are the four pillars that you have to build your network marketing business on, and that's not negotiable. It's never been any other way. That just the techniques change, social media change. Now you got AI. You used to have hotel meetings. Now you got home meetings and coffee shop meetings, and social media has been everything we wanted it to be and more. But those four things haven't changed. You got to know what to say, right? The skill sets. You got to really have the mindsets down because your mind is going to create 99.99% of your visual reality. And then you got to take action, though. You can't just learn all day and not do nothing. You got to take action, and it's going to take some time.
Ooh, yeah.
Not overnight. So just understand what I'm going to be talking about tonight. We're going to be talking about some of the mindsets, some of the things that you can incorporate into your toolkit to go from a really great rep, a really good network marketer, to a top earner. And I mean the six-figure annual level and beyond. Now, let's talk about that. Number one, okay, you want to be a top earner? You got to think like a top earner. You got to, top earners think differently than people who have not achieved the top earner level yet. I got to, top earners, just the thinking is different, okay? So here's an action step that you can do to think like a top earner. Whenever something happens, good, bad, or indifferent, ask yourself before you do anything, okay? This is not doing what top earners do, it's thinking like a top earner. Ask yourself before you do it, what did top earner do in this situation? One of my best reps just jumped off the res, left, and they're promoting a new company. Before I freak out, all right? Because you shouldn't freak out, but before you freak out, what would a top earner do? What would Coach Will do in this situation? What would Coach Marcus do? What would Coach Finley do? What would Coach Cena do? What would these top earners, what would they do? What would they do? How would they handle this situation? What would they do? Okay, just really think about that. Okay, and then your decisions and actions will end up being different because you're giving it that thought prior to. Think about, hypothetically speaking, what a top earner would do. And more often than not, you intuitively are going to come up with the exact right thing as opposed to being reactionary. Think about it first, okay? Number two, top earner. Number one was think like a top earner. Number two, move like a top earner, all right? Move like a top earner. Now, this is going to be an action step. This is all about physiology. It literally means move like a top earner. Physical movement, okay? Top earners have a certain posture when they're in the room and not in the room. When I walk around my house, you would think, you know, I'm the king of the castle. It is not even up for debate. I might come to your house and walk around like a certain way because it is a certain amount of physical, it's the physiology. Tony Robbins talks about this a lot, but it's the physiology of a top earner. It's the head up, chest out, shoulders back. They just move different. Top earners' physiology is different. A lot of eye contact, you know what I'm saying? It's just a very confident physiology, not just posture. Their posture is good. I take my posture so serious. I go to a chiropractor 1 or 2 times a week. I'm all about physical bone structure and posture. Just understand that. But people are going to judge your business effectively by looking at you. If your posture is this and you slovenly and slouching and you don't have to have expensive clothes, but the clothes do need to flatter you to whatever degree possible. You can get some fire outfits at Walmart. Some of my favorite clothes that I'm mad that I didn't buy 2 or 3 of them have come from either Albertsons or Walmart. True story. Some stuff, if I like it, I'm gonna buy 2, 3, 4 of them if I like it. Some of my favorite outfits, the pants and the shirt was $40 total. Total. So it's not about the income or how much something costs. It's about how you feel in it, how it makes you feel. Okay, yeah, I would definitely, yeah, doing a Facebook Live from your bed. That's cool. At least you're doing Facebook Lives. Top earners move different. And from a fitness standpoint, if you're working out, the more you work out, it's going to improve your physiology, because when you do resistance training, your bone density is better. When you do physical training, your muscle structure, your musculature is better. It don't just look better, ladies and gents. Your muscle keeps everything together, and your posture will be better because you don't have weak muscles letting you slouch. So fitness, even if you're doing workouts at the house, are great. And walking is great. Walking backwards, even better. Don't fall down. But the second one is move like a top earner. And the action step is begin to monitor your physiology. I don't care where you are. It could be the grocery store or the bank or church or just your house. Start monitoring your physiology and looking at top earners, and you'll notice top earners move different. Okay, their physiology is the way they move, overweight, underweight, whatever, they move different. Okay, and next up, number 3, ladies and gentlemen, you got to talk like a top earner. Now, I'm not going to talk a lot about this one because we already in the confidence class number 1 from last week on Tuesday. The recordings are all out there for you. They are all there. Self-talk, according to science and scripture. According to science and scripture, self-talk is the number 1 must-have for elite level confidence, because your thoughts are going to first seek to express themselves in words first, action second. Your positive thoughts that you have are going to seek to express themselves your thoughts are going to seek to clothe themselves in your words first, your spoken word first. Okay, so you have to talk like a top earner. And a corollary, and again, I'm gonna say it again, self-talk, your self-talk, the conversations you have with yourself, that you speak to yourself and in your mind, your self-talk is, according to science and scripture, the number 1 must-have for elite level confidence. Okay, the one corollary I'll give you before we go to number 4, okay, is going to be that you need to write like a top earner. I'm gonna put this right into number 3, like 3A and 3B. You need to write like a top earner. If I see one more of you posting on social media how sick you are, I don't care. You'd be sicker without the products. But some of you are so pitiful. When I don't mean y'all on this call specifically, I'm not talking to nobody specifically, but I've seen it. And if the shoe fits, you need to take it off and get another one. People be posting how, not just fun engagement posts, just negative posts. Pray for me, y'all. We dying out here in these streets. My family broke. I'm broke. We going through. We've all been there, but you ain't gotta tell everybody. Here's the thing: they don't care anyway. They don't care. That's the crazy part. That's the crazy part. Since they don't care, all you did was just eliminate even the possibility of them prospects for that. Coach Marcus said, Facebook is not your diary. Okay? I have seen there are certain people that I was prospecting, and I saw some of their Facebook posts, and it is so bad about everything going on negative in their life. They're creating that because they're speaking all the negative. Valerie just dropped a gem in the chat. You can speak authentically and be authentic without negativity. You can do it. I'm telling you. But it is wild. You know the level. Okay, embarrassing. Like just bad, just personal life. We don't care what your baby daddy did again. You chose him. We don't care. We're just not going to join you. That's how that goes. We ain't buying from you, and we don't join you. Why? The rapport is not there. Yeah, and if it's funny, oh no, we post stuff that's funny. Francine said, yeah, we post stuff that's funny all the time. We post stuff, I post stuff that's specifically for engagement. Okay? That's specifically for engagement to work the algorithm and this, that, and the third. It is going to be zero negative about my life. I might be somebody else. I don't even care. Okay? I'm such a big fan of not, again, this is what it is. Talk like a top earner, write like a top earner. And that don't mean lie. That don't mean type stuff and write stuff that's never happened publicly. You can write to yourself, I am a top earner. I am a 7-figure earner. I do have this. I do. You can write that and speak to yourself and to your team, being internally and being honest with the things that you know God is going to give you in your life. But don't post that if it's going to come across like you already got something you don't have. So I'm not saying do that. So you got to find the balance of talking like a top earner and writing like a top earner, because that is all reflections of thinking like a top earner. Number 4, this is a tricky one, but I like it a lot. I highly recommend it. Number 4, expect like a top earner. I hate to break it to you. When I go to do a coffee shop meeting or recruit somebody, do you know I'm genuinely surprised if they don't enroll on the spot? I'd be genuinely surprised. Now, I don't let any negative self-talk come up in my head about, oh, why they didn't join or something wrong. No. My self-talk immediately is, that is really odd. Like, I don't know. I feel sorry for them because my bank account looked like exactly what you said you wanted yours to look like. But you're not going to join the bit. You're not going to join the business? That's crazy. I'd be surprised because it wasn't always that way. But I've been expecting like a top earner for so long, I expect it. It's like when you go to a certain restaurant, you be shocked. There's a restaurant me and MJ love going to, and we've been there a million times. We've only had one bad meal there. And it wasn't even bad. It just wasn't at the level that they were at. And that day, the cook was out. It was a different cook. It's never happened before, never happened again. But you should be just as surprised. You need to be expecting like a topper. I expect to have the time, money, income, effort, and everything else to go to Orlando and have a beautiful time. I expect for my room to be great. In fact, I might expect for them to give me a free upgrade. I don't know. I expect to win. Top earners be expecting stuff. Okay? Just understand that conceptually. And that's a process. It wasn't like that overnight for me, but I got around to it. You need to start expecting like a top earner. Number 5, ladies and gentlemen, number 5. Number 5 is taking all 4 of these and putting them together. Okay? Act like a top earner. Your actions. And again, there's a lot of interplay with these because the thinking and the doing and things of that nature. Yeah, expecting is not conceit at all. It is not pride at all. Expectation is actually a closer translation to the word that the Bible usually uses as hope. Okay? We did a class several months ago. I remember I was on the road, but I remember the event very clearly, and I was doing the training. I got out the car, pulled over to get good Wi-Fi, and I was doing the training outside at night somewhere, driving somewhere from some meeting somewhere, some training, something. Might have been an Acts tournament, I don't even know. But I remember very clearly just doing the research, getting ready for that call, and the word hope. Man, I hope that everything goes great. That's not even that's not even a close translation of the word. It's close, but King James was a little off with that one. It's actually, I expect. Faith and expectation. Belief, faith, and expectation will take you so much farther. And hope ain't the right word. We're not hoping. Hope implies an element of doubt. But expectation, when I flick that switch, I expect the light to come on. If the light don't come on, I'm shocked. I'm surprised. If I'm talking to somebody and I'm closing them, we're getting them started in business, and I say, do you see an opportunity for yourself? Wouldn't you like to get started? And they say, no, I don't really think this is me. I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you right. What? I'd be really shocked. Expect like a top earner. But number 5, I'm sorry. Act like a top earner. Top earners' actions are different. One thing I really love about going to events, and I don't necessarily a fan of being at the podium on the mic, it's just the nature of being a leader at certain events that you organize. I get to see everybody. And I can look and I can tell you the physiology and posture of top earners is different. I don't never say this from the front of the room. I don't want people faking it till they make it, nothing like that. I look and I go, that person, I can tell who's at the earning. You can tell when we do our retail contest that we do every event. It's one of the most fun things to watch. You can look and see the actions of top earners are way different than people who are brand new or who just haven't really experienced our culture enough yet to know that we're some of the best to ever do it. And you're some of the best to ever do it, just by nature of MLM lineage, okay? Act as if, okay? Act as if. A top earner, when they go to put gas in their car, which they will, they do not stress about putting in premium versus unleaded versus whatever. they just do it, and it's hard to, it's subtle, okay? But the actions are different. The actions are different, okay? And it's not about income, but you can oftentimes tell that top earners do things because they have more disposable income. However, if you really know them, if you knew and hung out in the circles that me and Ed Banks hung out in for years, because we come from the same place, we trained with the same fighters, we always was in the circle, you know that he's been the same dude forever. Even before he was making big network marketing money, you do understand he was acted the same. It's not the money. It's acting like a top earner before you ever are. And when the time comes and you become a top earner, you get to 0 to 40 grand off a 12.95 investment, about to be at 50,000. When you start doing that type of stuff, people who know you will know that he didn't even change. That's the same cat he always been. It's weird, but I've seen that with people. I just use Ed as an example because we've been in the same neighborhood for a billion years. Okay, before I moved, before he moved, before whatever. It's the same for a lot of people. They're always like that. So you may as well start being like that now. You may as well start acting like a top earner now. Head up, chest out, moving like you got somewhere to go. All right. Next up, so that was number 5. Number 6, and this we already talked about this one a little bit, but because it was a corollary as far as write like a top earner. But number 6 is so important because of the nature of social media today. Number 6 is quite literally post like a top earner, and it's a correlative. We already talked about talking like a top earner, okay? Thinking about like a top earner, writing like a top earner. Now we're going to get very specifically and recover to that one, post like a top earner. Okay, because writing like a top earner, writing your 20 reasons why and this and stuff like that, that's different than posting like a top earner. I'm not going to talk a lot about it because we already covered it as far as the social media aspect of what people do and don't do. Look at how top earners post and look at what they post. And more importantly, look at what they don't post. Look at what they don't post, okay? Next up, and number 7 is going to be more of a mindset for you. Here's the thing about top earners. Top earners understand that it's easy to speak, but hard to do. We just acknowledge it. It's easy to say stuff. The writing, the thinking, you're going through this whole list. Some of y'all, oh, I can do that. I can think like that. I can post like that. I can do like this. I can do like that. I can move like that. Head up, shoulders out, chest out, move like a top earner. I can act like a top earner, make different decisions. Number 7 is more of a mindset than anything. Top earners understand that it's easy to speak and hard to do because we see it every day in our organizations. Stuff is easy to see and hard to do. But guess what? It's not hard to do the things it takes to become a top earner. Being homeless is hard. Having to rob Peter to pay Paul, also hard. Having no money and really be hoping that direct deposit hit from your job so you can go get food, because not having food is hard. Having your car break down and having no insurance on it, but also no money to go get it fixed. Hard. There's so many things that are hard. This network marketing stuff is not hard in comparison, but when you're dealing with prospects and dealing with your teams, you would swear it's the hardest thing in the world. They'd have never done it. Ever. To hear people talk about it, okay? But top earners understand it's easy to speak all of these things. It is hard to do from the perspective of people who haven't accomplished it yet. And top earners understand that intuitively, okay? Because we've been through it, okay? Number 8. Now, we talk about the 4 pillars a lot. And the 4 pillars are mindset, skill set, action, and time. We talk about that a lot. Speaking of time, all right, we're good. I'm trying to do better on time in this season of my life in 2025. Trying to be better on time. Now, top earners understand that those 4 pillars, okay? A mindset, skill sets, action, and time. We often talked about in the confidence course, but also prior to that, we talked about the 4 pillars of getting great results. If you get your skills down, work on your skills. Number 2, you'll be more confident. That is the element. When you know what to do, you are more confident. When you're more confident, number 3, you're going to take action because you're confident, okay? You're not scared. You got confidence because of your skills. So you'll take that shot because you shot the basketball 7 billion times. So you're not afraid to take the shot. You'll take action and you're going to get results. So your skills are going to lead to your confidence. Your confidence leads to you taking action, and action is going to lead to results, okay? But once you get the skills and you learn the skills one time, you don't have to relearn the skills. You can refresh them. You can teach them. You don't have to learn the skills ever again. You're confident now. So you're going to take action. You're going to get results because you're taking action. But once you get results, you're going to become even more confident. And when you become more confident, you're going to take even more action. And when you take more action, you're going to get even more results. It's a cycle. Let me give you right now as number 8, 4 pillars of being a top earner that we have never talked about before. Here are 4 top earner pillars that this is when you understand those first 4 pillars of mindset, skill sets, action, and time, and you understand the 4 pillars of skills, confidence, action, and results, the work stuff, here's the top earner pillars. And these are, listen, they just are what they are. Desire. If you don't want it, you don't want it. I don't know what to tell you. Some people, they're going, yeah, teaching is very important. Teaching is so important, Shauna. It's one of our 4 business building pillars. Product of the product, learn, sponsor your right to people, and teach. You got to teach them to teach people to teach people. Shauna's right. That's another 4 sections of pillars. 4 is just a very good organizational number. Okay. So the 4th set of pillars we'll talk about. Thank you, Shauna, for bringing that up, by the way. The 4th pillar that we're going to talk about, we got desire. That is a huge top earner pillar. Top earners want it more than other people. Some people need this business. They don't want it. Some people need to lose weight, but they don't really want to. They talk about it. Easy to say, hard to do. Some people need to make more money. They need to get out of debt. They need to pay off stuff. They need to do better things for their kids. They need to retire their spouse. Some people really need to do that. They don't want to do it. The desire is not at that level yet. As a top earner, you have to have a huge burning hot flame of desire within you as one of your foundational top earner pillars. And the desire is going to lead to the 2nd pillar, which is motivation. When your desire is high enough, your motivation will be endless. And your motivation must come from internal. It can't be external motivation. You got to really have that motivation welling up inside of you each and every day. So you do everything you need to do long enough to get it done. Okay. So desire is one of the top earner pillars. The 2nd one is going to be motivation. The 3rd one, it's a tough one. It's going to be discipline. At least it's not as hard as the 4th one, but discipline. Doing things that you need to do and not doing things you don't need to do is the discipline part that top earners get. There are certain things that we do need to do. We're motivated to do these things. We got our desire, the vision, we know. There are certain things that we don't need to do. And not doing some things is as important, if not more important, for a top earner than doing the things. As a top earner, there are certain things you got to do. It can only take doing one wrong thing to wreck all of that. So you got to understand discipline at a different level if you want to be a top earner. You can keep smoking and drinking and partying, do everything you want to do if you want to. Eat all the bad food, stay overweight, don't take care of yourself, don't go to the gym. Just find it. Do all of the stuff that's keeping you exactly where you are, because you might have, well, I got the desire. I'm motivated. I'm on every call. I'm working. You ain't got no discipline. Discipline is, that hangs up most people, the discipline. I want to gossip. It feels so good to share these juicy nuggets. I just want discipline. Discipline. And you will be tested. The tests always come. You just don't want to be one of the 70% of people who are going to fail miserably. Okay. If you want to be, this is only if you want to be a top earner. This is not for just network marketers who want to make some good part-time money. We're talking top tier, 6-figure, multiple 6 figures, 7 and eventually 8-figure incomes. Discipline is where it's at. Some days when you'll probably forget to eat. You'll be accidentally intermittent fasting. 20, like, man, I forgot to eat. I was really on my purpose. Discipline. I don't have the money to go to the event. I can't even get my ticket. Yes, I know, but the candy bars and the cigarettes and the this and the that and other things, you know, that the HBO Max or Disney Plus, no, the money's there. The Netflix is there. The money's there. You just don't have the discipline to say, you know what? I don't even need Netflix this month. I don't need to be watching 27 movies anyway. I got work to do. Discipline. It's a lot. Oof. Okay. Last top earner pillar. And this one, it's tough. It's tough. Okay. Sacrifice. Desire, motivation, discipline, and sacrifice. See that sacrifice? A lot of people don't understand that God is the same yesterday and forever. And I'm speaking specifically to the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Okay, this is the same. Look, Allah. Just know, because Just understand, Abraham had Ishmael too, just so you know, same God, same God. Whenever something was about to take place to get to another level, just understand that sacrifice is part of what it took. Always, always. And don't think just because we're not required anymore to sacrifice animals and all that type of strange stuff. The law of sacrifice never went away. And top unders understand that. Sometimes you have to literally sacrifice yourself, not in a strange suicide type of way, but sometimes you have to die to the person you were to become the person that you want to be. And if you don't want to be that person and you hold on too much to the old version of you and you don't throw that thing up on the altar, because that's what happens at altars. It is sacrifice. That's what happens. Like when people get married. People get married a lot of times and get divorces because, you know, marriage and everything's fun, that's cool and everything. They don't understand that you get married at an altar. And what happens at the altar? Every time something got to die. The sacrifice. Some version of you, some piece of you has to die to give birth to the next version of you. It's inevitable. It's inevitable. And if people really understood that before then, I'm a person who's been divorced before, so I can tell you that is not, people do not understand that. Like we weren't taught that as kids to get married young. We didn't know. Sacrifice is going to be at the core of your transition from who you are to who you want to be, only if you want to be a top earner. Karen said people get altered at the altar, and that is a fact. And it is not comfortable. All right. So just understand that. That's the 4 pillars of being a top earner. All right. Number 9, top earners. Here you go. Top earner, almost done. Yep, that's what that means. Lynn just said it. That's literally what that means. Take up your cross daily. Yeah. Number 9, never say anything you don't believe in and don't teach anything you haven't done. I'm going to say that again. I'm going to let it sink in. And I'm going to say it again. This is only for top earners. Look, daily. Nakia, no, daily. Daily. My Gemini twin knows. All right. Say it again. Never say anything you don't believe in. Don't teach anything you haven't done. Don't say anything you don't believe in. Don't teach anything you haven't done. You don't believe in a product, please don't promote it. You don't believe, there are so many people in network marketing that could be top earners. They never make it. You don't see this a lot at our company, but a lot of companies. Sometimes here too. They just don't believe in it yet. They don't believe, when these people be jumping around from company to company to company to company, they be promoting their company and their opportunity. They ain't even been there long enough to believe in it yet. They'll never be top earners. They'll always be right here. And then boop, gotta go jump over. You just, like some person just started this letter writing thing, this letter writing scam again to get $5 per letter. It's not how it works, by the way. Oh my goodness, just lunacy, lunacy. And that was the greatest. They didn't really believe in that, and they already done went to promoting something different. It was just a couple months later. Crazy. Just understand. A couple months later, already promoting something different, and then if my memory serves me correctly, when that was done, oh, did I mess? Hold up, did I miss? Hold up. Oops, didn't mean to close that window. They got to go back to the other company, and then they trying to promote that. It's the weirdest thing. So do not say anything you don't believe in. And here's my thing: don't do anything you haven't done. And the reason I say that is because, don't teach anything you haven't done. And the reason I say that one is because there's a lot of people. It's very tempting for people to try to grow into leadership a little too fast when they have not done the thing. I don't need to see 6-figure success coach in somebody's bio if they are never made 6 figures themselves. Preferably, if you've never helped anybody make 6 figures, but a lot of people in this industry are so tempting to say things you really don't. If you haven't tried the product yet and it just came out and you didn't even get it yet, it's okay to be patient. It's okay to post about it and be excited about it because you used all our products and you know. But a lot of times at a lot of companies, these people don't even know this product, the greatest and latest and greatest. Is it though? Do you have thousands of testimonials over the last years like we do to back our stuff up? Probably not, because you just got to that company. That company might be the new hot company. We don't know. But don't teach anything you haven't done is very important, because sometimes people are very eloquent. They're very charismatic. They got the top earner posture down. They getting it figured out. And then they want to start teaching too early, and because they haven't been patient enough to hit the income level in their career, much less at the company, that warrants that level of teaching and education. Okay, sometimes people have gifts and they just so ready to use their gifts, but they haven't been through the trenches enough to hone the gifts. You see, David got anointed king years before he ever became king. He killed Goliath and he didn't become king till way later. He still made mistakes, as we all do, but there was a lot of honing that had to take place. Okay, his office, the office of king, would have crushed him if it got too early. And a lot, oh God, don't get me started on the life coaches and the gurus. Do not get me started on the life coaches and the gurus, the life transformation. Just do not get me started on them. Their whole business model is built around saying stuff they don't believe in and teaching stuff they ain't never done. It's next. Let's just move on. Next, number 10. Now everybody in mama life coach. God dog. Number 10. Top earners, they overstand money as a tool. We overstand it. We overstand it. It's a tool. Money is not to fill your soul. Money, if you accumulate enough income, I don't like the word money. You accumulate enough income, enough wealth, it will give you the time freedom and the optionality to explore the things that really do fill your soul. But money is a tool. And top earners who make it understand it for what it is in a way that people who aren't top earners yet have yet to experience. But you can start thinking this way now, okay? Number 11, top earners are very good at predicting things as opposed to reacting to things, okay? As you become a top earner and when you become a top earner, you're going to have to predict certain things. You're going to have to react and pivot and adapt. All that's normal. You learn these things on your way to becoming a top earner. But they're very, very good. As top earners, we're very good at understanding the income and what money really is as a tool. But number 11, we understand the predictability of it, of people in general and human nature in general. We talk about this in the Bible-based personal development class all the time, how predictable people are as a species. You can't predict what one person is going to do. They might join, they might not. But you can predict what a large number of people will do over time. I can predict what 80 and 90% of a group of 1,000 people is going to do, or 10,000. I can predict 8, 9,000 of them or what they're going to do. But one person, you can't really predict it. Okay, number 9, don't say anything you don't believe in, don't teach anything you haven't done. Number 10, top earners overstand money as a tool. Money is not there to fill your soul. It will give you the time, freedom, and optionality to explore the things that do fill your soul, that do really satisfy you at a core being. Number 11, predictability over reactiveness. Okay, you can't predict what one person's going to do. Everybody's their own person. Who knows what that one person's going to do? That one person you're talking to might join. But over a group of 500 to 1,000 people, oh, you can predict what the masses are going to do, what the vast majority of people will do. I know the vast majority of people, if I ask them what they do for a living in casual conversation, the vast majority will at some point ask me what I do back. Right? Not every individual thing, you can't predict that, but the vast majority, of course you can. All right. Number 12, this is the last two. We've got 12 and then I'll give you a bonus one. Number 12, and this is a mindset that will carry you as a top earner through some of the hardest days and nights of your business. Absence of evidence is not evidence of absence. I'm gonna let that sink in. I'm gonna say it again. The absence of evidence of a thing is not evidence of its absence. Just because you didn't see this pen, there was an absence of evidence. It doesn't mean it's not there. So the absence of a thing is not evidence that the thing's not there. It's a failure of a lot of us to understand that everything that is physical was created in the mental and spiritual realm first. The car wasn't a car before someone thought about it. You being a top earner has already occurred in the physical if you think about it and believe it to be so on the mental plane. You have to maintain that school of thought. You got to keep the doors open. You got to maintain that train of thought. You have to keep that train of thought. They call it a train of thought. Trains operate off a momentum principle. Trains, if you ever seen a train leaving a station, you notice that it goes backwards to create some space in the links and then forward. And the momentum is what really gets it going. It's the same thing with your business. Absence of evidence is not evidence of absence. It very well could still be there, even if you don't see anything tangible. Your top earner status is there, even if in this moment you don't see anything tangible. But if you feel that it is there, it is as good as there. But you have to maintain the feeling. Like Neville Goddard said, the feeling is the secret. Okay, it's the same thing one of the great Bible patriarchs said to his son before he blessed him. Okay, and again, trying to find different words. He told him a lot more than shalom in that number, but he said, "Come near to me that I may feel you." Okay, that's how God talks to us. The thing you want, you have to come near, okay, and feel. You have to have a feeling of it. And if you can hold on to the feeling, even though it's no tangible, nothing there, that will be how you get the thing that you want. It's a thought and feeling thing way more than a physical activity thing. The feeling activity thing is something you'll be intuitively led to do over time. But the thought and feeling, if you can just maintain the train of thought, if you can just hold on to the feeling, how can you hold something like a feeling? It's not there. I need to hold it and feel it to hold it. It's literally people who told you these things giving you the descriptive words to help you understand what they're really referring to. Okay? To maintain a train of thought is the energetic, the spiritual, the momentum of thought. The train of thought needs to have that momentum. And when you see stuff, be it the car you don't like, the house you don't like, the job you can't stand, whatever, you can't let that get on the inside of you and derail your train of thought. You have to hold the feeling, even though in the physical there's nothing to hold on to. And you will be a top earner. You are a top earner if you get that part figured out. You are a top earner. I kid you, I've done it. I have done it, and I've taught other people to do it, and I've seen them do it, and I've seen it work over and over again. Okay? Last one, this is a bonus one for you. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're experiencing no issues, no rejection, no struggles, internal struggles, no external struggles, and no difficulties, you've aimed too low, you'll never be a top earner. You're not even in the game. You're not even in the game. I'm gonna say it again. We'll wrap the call up. If you're experiencing no issues, no rejection, no internal struggles, no external struggles, the money's great, your health is perfect, your relationship's perfect, you're having no difficulties in building this business or trying to acquire and use these mindsets and build your business, you have no difficulties at all, you have aimed too low. You are not even in the car that gets to the goal. You think you are, and that's the trick, but you're not. If you are en route and are a top earner already in heart and mind, and eventually you'll be a top earner in hand, just understand there will be difficulty, there will be issues, there will be, so much confusion, so many difficult choices to make, internal struggles, external struggles, money difficulties, health issues. Hear me out. It will all be there. And it has to be. It happened for every great successful human being ever. Bible, been there. Quran, been there. The ancient Sanskrit and the Bhagavad Gita, been there. Every single person, man, woman, or child that any of us have ever looked up to in any of the faith that we choose to operate in has always had all of that. You are no different. You are no different. I am no different. And here's the best part. If you want to be a top earner, which I would hope you do, it's what your family wants for you to do because it's a better life for them. The trials and tribulations will come. Overcoming those, though, overcoming the trials and tribulations, that's the thing that really qualifies you to teach. If you've never been through nothing, no difficulty with, if you've never been through it, how can you help anyone else to go through it? then you'll just be teaching things you've never done. So it's really good when I can tell you about the times when I was homeless. This is great. It's so good when Coach Marcus can tell you about the time we had to file bankruptcy. Okay? It is really good. Okay? Even before you're a top earner, when you can tell people right now about what you're going through or went through, as bad as it is, as bad as it was, because that overcoming that and not quitting on yourself, not quitting on your team, not quitting on your dreams, perseverance, getting it done. You know other people doing it too. Just keep watching us. Keep watching everybody that's going to the top. Just keep watching. Your faith and belief will go through the roof. Through the roof. You'll get there. We've all been there. We've all been there. The health issues and everybody's been there. That's what's going to qualify you to help people. I cannot wait to hear people like Francine's story on the back end. Like, I can't wait. I cannot wait to hear Elizabeth Harper's stories and how they inspire people on the back end. I just can't wait. I can't wait because I know what the end looks like for them, because I've seen literally not just hundreds, thousands of people at this point in my career. I've seen them do it. I've seen them do it. Sometimes me and Ed will get on the phone. We'll just have a good conversation about how tough life used to be. I kid you not. I'll talk to Sonic sometimes. We'll just be talking about, man, did you have been through? I've been through that. You've been through that. Just bonding over not speaking negative into the atmosphere, because we have great lives at this point. Great partners, great lives, great teams, great everything. Just talk, man. Do you even remember how? Yes. And guess what? We can't never forget that, because there are people in your organizations and your team, if you're a top earner, that are going to be going through those exact same things. Mhm. Mhm. And you got to be the one to help them get through it. Okay. That's what you have to look forward to, is difficulty. But you can also look forward to being on the other side of that, because that's what really qualifies you to help people. I kid you not. I kid you not. All right. So that's the call for the night, ladies and gentlemen. Love y'all so much. I appreciate y'all. We will catch y'all on the next one. We got Tuesday night. We're going to be continuing with the Confidence Series, part 2 of 6. Very excited about that. And then we got Coach's Corner on Wednesday, Coach Marcus on Thursday. I think Friday be off, Coach Marcus Saturday night. And I'll meet y'all again next Sunday. So y'all have a good night. I want to thank Coach Marcus for putting this on. I want to thank Miriam as well for another exceptional member of the Newbie Corner. And Miriam, if it's ever on your heart to go a little bit longer and take 10 minutes instead of 5, don't be afraid to, because we absolutely love hearing from you. I know everybody loves hearing from you. And it's great practice for the top earner status that you're coming into as well. So y'all have a good night. God bless, and we'll catch y'all on the next one. Thanks again.